Hey guys! Welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, I post these videos every Sunday to share some meal ideas with you and to hopefully give you some inspiration for the coming week. All of our meals are budget-friendly and delicious, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future dinner ideas. For dinner number one this week, we made a beef stew casserole. We started out with some beef stew meat that we browned on each side in some butter with some salt and pepper, then removed it to a plate when it was browned. To the drippings, we added in 1 tablespoon of parsley and 2 tablespoons of butter. Then we added some onion powder and salt and pepper to taste, along with 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 2 tablespoons of flour to make a roux. We just let that cook for a few minutes before adding our meat back in. Next came half a carton of beef broth and 1 can of tomato puree. We added in 2 chopped carrots, then covered this and let it simmer until the meat was tender and the carrots were cooked. Then right at the end, we added in half a cup of frozen peas and about 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt. Then we transferred all of this to a 9x13 baking dish. We cut some Gouda cheese into chunks, then we made some simple mashed potatoes with some butter, milk, and salt and pepper. We used an ice cream scoop to scoop up our mashed potatoes and stuffed each scoop with a cube of cheese. Then we added these mashed potato balls to the top of our stew and baked it at 350 degrees until it was bubbly. This turned out so delicious, and it was a great new version of beef stew. Next up, I made my ham and white bean soup. I've made this a few times before, so I'll leave the recipe down in the description box. I started by making 4 cups of homemade broth because I only had 1 carton of store-bought. I have 4 cups of water in my pot, and to that I added some frozen wing tips that I saved from the last time we had wings. I'm also adding in a stalk of frozen celery and a teeny tiny onion. This was about the equivalent of half a regular onion. I seasoned this with some parsley, garlic powder, and salt and pepper, then brought it to a boil and let it simmer for about an hour. So I always rinse and sort my dry beans. These are great northern beans. I like to make sure there's no rocks or anything else in them. Trust me, I've bitten down on grit before and it's not good. It happened to me once and ruined the entire soup for me. So I'm gonna apologize for this view. Our stove hood's really low. But once my broth was done, I just strained out all the solids and added in my beans. I let the beans simmer for 2.5 hours, then added in 2 chopped carrots and half a pound of chopped ham. Then I'm gonna let this simmer for 30 minutes more. I also wanted some onion in mine, which Adam doesn't like, so I just cooked it separately in some butter and salt and pepper. For our last dinner, we had some fried chicken strips with green beans and homemade mac and cheese. We just seasoned some flour with some seasoned salt, pepper, paprika, and cayenne. And in another dish, we mixed 2 eggs with some buttermilk, salt and pepper, and a little bit of buffalo sauce. Then we just breaded our strips of chicken breasts and fried them up. We also made our brown sugar bacon green beans and homemade macaroni. We've made these many times too, and I'll have those recipes down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, we would love for you to join our YouTube family, so hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications. I post What's for Dinner videos every Sunday.